if it's anybody but him, if he goes down next week, if you're winning or losing, and Hurts went down next week, you're not going back to the Super Bowl.
Let's go, and let's do it right now with one of the legendary sports talkers across our country, one of the main men in the history of Chicago when it came to talking sports. Our friend Mike North joins us right now. How you doing, brother?
I would have waited. I love the rundown. You guys were doing a great job. You know, it's got to be hard.
Like that.
I was tearing up. I'm in the Philadelphia.
Mike, tell me about a game like that when you get killed like that by a team that you know that you're superior to. They go in that game, they're I'm almost double-digit like favorites to win that football game, and all of a sudden you just get hammered like that. Now, is this just because, again, I mean, look, you go so deep in the playoffs a year ago, you don't have really a lot of offseason. I don't want to make any excuses for this, but what did you see last night with them?
Here's what I'm going to say. You got a team of youngsters that don't even know what day it is. You got Dart and you got the Scatterball. They've re-energized the team. It's the National Football League. If you looked at what happened this past week, look at the teams that lost. A lot of good teams lost this week, okay? And the Philadelphia Eagles are one of them. I know Jalen Hurts is always going to get heat. I'm a big fan of him. You guys were accurate when you said he's a hard worker. He wants to do better, but when you lose, you're going to have it fall at the feet of the quarterback, and he deserves to take criticism. He's usually accountable. I don't have any problems thinking that they won't be into the playoffs at the end of the season. I think that they'll be just as formidable once the season starts, but it's not an easy league, as you know, Sills. It's not easy at all. I mean, it's a game of inches because I'll give you an idea. The Bears went into the bye week with a big win, okay? But he won by 1 point. And I heard guys saying that, hey, you know what? It looks like they're buying into Ben Johnson. You know, they're 2-2. They were this close. If they don't block that field goal, they're 1-3, okay? And you're not hearing people saying, guess what? They're buying into Ben Johnson. You know what you're hearing? Here we go again. 1-3. We get this guy from Detroit. He can't get it done. So it's a week-to-week emotional thing. Today, coming on with you guys from Philadelphia, I can identify with the situation. But you still got a team. I would tell you straight up, this is the truth. And take it any way you want, because I'm old school. I'd get rid of A.J. Brown. I'd get rid of his ass immediately. And I'll tell you why. He's got 19 catches, if I'm not mistaken. He is a guy that has enjoyed and celebrated with his teammates, but he's a cancer right now, and he's going to be a distraction. And I saw it happen to the 85 Bears. They should have won 3 years. They should have won 3 Super Bowls. Ditka, Ryan hated each other. The defensive players were jealous of the offensive players. McMahon and Fridge were getting all the national stuff. Hampton and McMichael weren't happy about that. They took their eye off the ball. That's what's starting to happen in Philadelphia. Although it's not as far as jealousy off the field, it's more about a guy, a receiver, and I've seen it happen forever, folks. Terrell Owens, Chad Johnson. I got them all. I'm like Lionel Richie. I can go all night long naming receivers that have screwed up football teams.
Mike, do you think that's more about that you can't really replace the quarterback more than you can replace a wide receiver? Because to your point, look at this. Tyreek Hill's been traded. Stephon Diggs been traded. A.J. Brown's been traded.
Right.
Cooper Kupp's been traded. Devontae Adams, all these high-powered guys. Antonio Brown's been traded. Every one of these guys have all been elite receivers, but what you don't do is you don't, and it's harder to replace the quarterback. Absolutely. So you're looking at it going, look, it's easier to replace you than it is the QB.
Well, I mean, if you're on a football team, I'm not familiar with Sirianni, but doesn't Sirianni tell A.J. Brown, hey, cool it. We're winning. We'll be okay. Everything's going to be all right.
It doesn't seem he does tell him that. It's a weekly thing, Mike.
Yeah, you know what? Ditka would have stopped it. I'm going back old school.
I agree. I think the guy's a puppet, man.
Yeah, they would have stopped it. But A.J. Brown, pipe down a little bit. Give the kid some support.
Isn't that what you just said, though? Isn't that a guy like Ditka or Nick Sirianni's responsibility to stop it?
Absolutely. What is he doing? I go, why is this A.J. Brown still chirping? And it starts to permeate in the locker room. And certain guys start to get influenced. I mean, if Hurts hits that pass, and I agree, there's still stuff in his game. At this point, I think Johnny Unitas was still learning in his 10th season. You know, hey, I didn't know I could throw that little pass over there or do this or do that. But I mean, you know what? He's still got, if he hits Devontae Smith with that touchdown instead of overthrowing him, it's a whole different ball game. Everybody's happy today, you know, and that's the deal. So the National Football League is a cruel league. It's so cruel. I've been rolling with my gambling until last week. Then I go 2-5. I see teams losing. I mean, look at, here's another thing that hurts. New Orleans beat the Giants. So you guys are looking at that. New Orleans beats the Giants, but they're not that good. So the Giants can't be that good. But it's a week to week, anytime, any place, a great team could lose. So I would understand that you people are pissed because I'm a Bear fan. I know all about being pissed off on every single Sunday. And I know about mistakes made by quarterbacks. I mean, I always talk about it. We got rid of a guy named Trubisky that was winning. I mean, look at Carolina. They got rid of Mayfield and Darnold. See, when you get rid of quarterbacks, is it really the quarterback?
No, New England got rid of Mac Jones.
Right.
Look at what Mac Jones is doing. He's 3-0 now since he started for the San Francisco 49ers.
Right. See, I think wide receivers are a dime a dozen. Keyshawn Johnson.
I do too.
Terrell Owens, get rid of A.J. Brown. Otherwise, he's going to destroy that locker room unless somebody, and once again, I'm from the outside looking in. Sirianni, I'm half Italian. Okay? You be full Italian and go full Italian on this guy and say, hey, keep your mouth shut. We're going to win this thing at the end.
That's what I would do. Mike, here's the only thing. I'll go on the other side with AJ here, and I'll show you this here. So when AJ went public, all of a sudden you started to hear Devontae Smith is one of the most unassuming guys you'll ever see.
I agree.
I think he is a great leader. Too bad they don't put a C on him. But
he deserves one. He's like 180 pounds, the guy, and coming out of Alabama, people doubted him.
I loved you know.
I loved him.
He finally said something this past Saturday. He goes, I got to get my guy AJ's back. Well, then guess what? Barkley came out, and Barkley is trying to be neutral in this, and he goes, I've got to get AJ's back.
See, that's the stuff that's going on. Now these guys don't have their mind focused on football. And what are they worried about AJ? Hey, Saquon, I got news for you. Okay, and I really like you. But, you know, you got a lot of plaudits last year. Okay, for leaving the Giants. Who would have thought the best runner last night was a New York Giant? Period. It was Scatterbo.
That's a great take.
It took 1 year to replace you. You came back last year, you're getting it done. Now, and you gotta play that little fine game. He shouldn't have even gotten involved in this. Walter Payton wouldn't have gotten involved if there was a problem. You never heard Payton taking this guy's side. Payton taking McMahon's side over Ditka. Everybody fought their own battles on that team, but it ended up destroying the team. And that's where Philadelphia is right now, in a fine line.
Let me point this out to you, though, and tell me what you think of it. A year ago, they had this dominant running attack. They were like 1 or 2 next to the Ravens in the NFL. This year, they're like 24th in rushing. I'll ask you this. Last year, 29th in passing. This year, 31st.
Yeah.
The quarterback has not evolved from the pocket. And if you're asking, listen, he's a dual threat guy, Mike. He's the guy that's going to be like a Josh Allen, that's going to get out in the perimeter. And if you don't have the right coordinator for that guy, and you're not hiring the right coach to coach that guy, you're going to ask him to do something completely different. I think this is an organizational mess up like they did with Wentz in a way, where they're not developing the guy. You're 29th, and you got worse with A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert, and Saquon Barkley. How's that possible?
It's that it doesn't seem possible, and I'm with you 100% on this. I mean, like I said, the quarterback's going to take the dominance of the Heat. But I heard you guys throwing around quarterbacks' names. You know, how about if we bring this guy in? How about if we bring in that guy? I was surprised I didn't hear Van Brocklin's name brought up or Jaworski's name brought up. You guys want anybody but the guy. If it's anybody but him, if he goes down next week, if you're winning or losing, and Hurts went down next week, you're not going back to the Super Bowl.
No.
Period. You can name all the other quarterbacks you want. You can go back in time. You can bring back some receivers. Harold Carmichael, if you like, the angular one. Bring them all back. If Hurts goes down, I don't care what his stats are, because he's never been a look at Herbert. Okay, they might lose again this Sunday because he can't discern. He doesn't have a line all of a sudden. So now he might have to do something special. Oh, I'm not being protected anymore. That's the deal. If Hurts went down tomorrow, there's not a quarterback in that quarterback room that will lead the Eagles to the Super Bowl.
I agree.
And they could straighten things out. You know the Sills. They got like what? How much? 10, 11 weeks left?
You got 11 weeks left.
But you got to tell the players, all of them, guys, hold a meeting. What are we doing here? We were united for 3-4 years. We've gone to 2 Super Bowls. Look what we've done. And with the same people in this room. Now, maybe the coaching is different and stuff like that, but you guys are still the heartbeat of this team.
Mike,
let it go.
Mike, does this come down to learning how to be a champion?
Absolutely. And you know what? They finally got it. And there's always chirping the next year from Super Bowl teams. You know that. The Bears are the greatest example. Like I said, they were the greatest one-season team I've ever seen. They were supposed to be a dominant 10, 15-year organization like the San Francisco 49ers were with DeBartolo for 20 years, and they broke down. They had no discipline. The coaching staff started grabbing endorsements. The players started getting selfish, and that just blew up. It can blow up fast. That's why I'm saying to Sirianni, get off your ass, talk to your guys individually, and try to get you guys back on track. But it is a tough loss last night. There's no doubt about it. But hey, the defense. We're not talking anything about the defense, dude.
They were sieved last night.
That's what I'm saying. Why are we just
Jackson Dart? They made Jackson Dart look like Josh Allen last night.
I thought it was Tarkenton.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. And I'm saying to myself, okay, I'm going on with the big guy tomorrow. That's what I call you when I'm off the air. I'm going on with the big guy tomorrow. And what do I hear? What I knew I'd hear about the quarterback. But all I saw, Scatterbo, he's the only guy I've seen that you're not supposed to lower your head and put your helmet in the guy's chest anymore. It's supposed to be bad. It's supposed to like break your neck.
He blew people up last night.
That they don't want to tackle him. It's like they don't want to tackle him. So it's a team breakdown last night. I think that who do you guys got next week? Who do you got next week?
Minnesota.
You'll get healthy again.
Then the Giants. It goes Minnesota, then the Giants, and then you go to a bye. Then you go to a bye, and then you've got Green Bay and Detroit on the flip side of the bye.
Pretend A.J. Brown ain't there. Okay, that's a bad thing. Pretend Hurts ain't there. If you get the whole team back, and I think you guys will be okay. I do. I believe in Eagles. You know that.
You think they're still in the Super Bowl hunt?
Absolutely. Aren't they the same group of guys?
Yeah, pretty much, except for the defensive side. They got 5 new starters on that side.
That's the thing right there. So while we're picking on the offense, which always happens, it's no big deal.
Yep.
They're used to it. They get paid.
Oh no, the GM didn't do his job in replacing those.
There you go.
Side.
So if you lose, wouldn't you say that a big part of you guys not getting back to the Super Bowl or maybe not going far in the playoffs would be the defense?
It's on the GM.
And they didn't do enough defensively to get guys back that they lost.
That's right.
Yeah.
They counted what they did, Mike, was they went like IKEA and they went cheap. And what they did was they brought all these dudes in that, quite frankly, were just get this. You have the most expensive payroll on the offense in the NFL at $200 million. You've got the cheapest defense in the National Football League, and they didn't replace those 5 guys. No. They thought that they were better than they were, and they've all failed. Almost every one of them have failed.
So even the GM, even
Howie Roseman.
Wow, they exalted one. I mean, because I know how everybody's felt.
Nobody in Philly wants to say those things. That's why we say them here. That's
why we say them, pal.
This is on the general manager not retooling the team.
Well, and you know what? That's why I'm saying you can't afford to lose. I still believe in Philadelphia, but if they don't win, it's going to be not just because of the quarterback. It will be because of things on defense, the offensive chirping, maybe the running game. Like you said, Barkley. I mean, we got to get him. He's on. What is he on pace for? 900 yards?
Not
Come
even.
on.
Not
Come
even.
on.
We're talking 800 yards now. He's on pace
Yeah.
for.
And you know what? Last year he came like gangbusters, and you got in the zone, and the team got in the zone, believed in him. And the toughest thing to do with the great running backs do it every year. And I got to be honest, he hasn't done it every year of his career. He really hasn't. And I'm not going to blame him for the Giants, but all I heard is, well, he's finally got an offensive line in front of him. So what's the situation with the offensive line? Are they doing the job that they should be doing to spring him? Or are the plays not being called enough for Barkley? Is the offensive coordinator saying, what is our real identity? Because
18 carries in the last 2 weeks for Barkley.
That's not good. That's not good enough. That's not good enough.
Your Bears are 2-2. Are they a player in the NFC, or do you think they're still fraudulent?
We'll find out Monday. We're going to find out Monday because we're going to be facing. See, Caleb Williams could put some things to rest. One, that Jaden Daniels is better than him so far, without a doubt. Okay, because they went to the playoffs. Jaden Daniels did have a great rookie
Went to the
season.
NFC Championship game.
Yeah. So the Bears, if they beat the Commanders, which is going to be a tough task, then
in Washington, by the way.
Yeah, you're 3-2 then. Okay. But if they lose and they're 4.5-point underdogs and they lose by 10, 15, which they could, then it's going to be back to square one. I happen to think the latter. They beat the Raiders. They were very fortunate. They should be 1-3. They went 2-2. It's about time we won one of those games instead of losing them all the time. But I happen to think we don't have a running game. That doesn't sell the play action for you. In other words, if we had a guy like Scatterbo, that fake handoff that Caleb Williams gives to Scatterbo, 6 guys are going at him, okay? And that makes things easier. We have a guy named Swift that's a running back, and we don't have a good running game. So we'll find out. But the Bears have had 9 takeaways in their first 4 games, and that's a ton. That's third in the NFL. If they don't have any takeaways, I think they're going to be a sieve when it comes to the running game. I happen to like Jaden Daniels. I still can't believe, and I say this in all sincerity, with Jaden Daniels, Bo Nix, Derek May, Penix, that they didn't want to interview anybody. They just went to Caleb. And all I see is May and Nix, and the balls are flying all over the place.
Yeah.
And I mystified.
I love Drake May. I mean, I do.
Yeah, and I mean, all the young quarterbacks are doing well. It's been a great draft class, including Caleb Williams, who had a big win against them.
Are you a fan of Caleb Williams?
Not really. I wasn't a fan of Fields either. And boy, does he have everybody buffaloed. Does Justin Fields have everybody buffaloed?
I think he stinks.
Oh, my God. He stunk. I mean, I can't believe Mitch Trubisky got replaced by it, but I don't feel bad for Mitch. He's made $51 million being a backup for Josh Allen. But Justin Fields is the false hope quarterback of the NFL.
Yeah.
Okay. He'll cover up some ills by being able to run. That only lasts for so long, and then it's over. So he's absolutely terrible. We did have an upgrade with Caleb Williams as far as that concerned, but we got to see better. I saw the quarterback rankings by a couple different services. Caleb Williams is ranked 23rd in the league, and Justin Fields is ranked 32nd. So these are the 2 quarterbacks, the last 2 Bear quarterbacks, and they're not in the top 20. So we need Caleb Williams to get going. This is a big game.
Let me keep you in the NFC here. What do you make?
I love when you like to do that.
Let's stay in there then. Let's go over to Raymond James on Sunday. What do you make of the matchup?
For a hell of a financial term, a company. Well, Raymond James Stadium.
Yeah, right. Mike, Baker Mayfield and what he's done this year so far. You've got Mac Jones. We just talked about him, man. He got thrown into the fire when he was up in New England. He got caught in that whole changeover with Belichick. Yeah. I mean, now he's just playing great football. 2 4-1 football teams going into that. It's at home. Mike Evans. There's just a ton of injuries on both sides of the football for both guys. Who do you like in this thing here? Because this is going to do a lot for the seeding also in the NFC. I mean,
I'll tell you what, Baker Mayfield, it's hard to believe that Carolina had Darnold and Mayfield in their same quarterback.
I cannot believe this guy's an MVP.
He was 15-1 and the odds are going down. I bet Seattle last week, and they played.
I was stunned they won. I was too. I picked the Seattle Seahawks to win.
I thought Seattle would win, but Baker Mayfield's coming out party was against Seattle. You go and you win that game on the road. You know how to get out of trouble. You don't panic. He's jawing with the fans during the game. They're giving him all sorts of, he's giving them the double finger, screw you. I mean, this guy has a chip on his shoulder. Okay. I heard somebody say it's not good to have a chip on your shoulder. I disagree.
I love it.
I've always loved having a chip on my shoulder. It's motivated me. But some people that have a chip on their shoulder, it's called bitterness or regret or this or that. It's not me. I like a guy that's got a chip on his shoulder. And
my bitterness is when you lose.
That's it.
A chip is when you win.
When you win. Baker Mayfield is a revelation. Because the Cleveland Browns made the playoffs.
It's got to be one of the greatest reclamation projects of all time.
Let me ask you
something. Here he is.
What's his biggest? To me, and I often said this, Mitch Trubisky getting the Bears into the playoffs 2 out of 4 years was probably one of the top 10 quarterback moments of all time. And Baker Mayfield getting the Cleveland Browns in the playoffs only for them to kick his ass out the door. Think about that.
You think you'd like to have that deal back with the Deshaun Watson situation?
I knew it was. First of all, Deshaun Watson shouldn't even be in. I didn't think he should be in the league. Sorry. And then they give him a guaranteed $250 million deal. I said, he's finished.
Came a raise.
Yeah, he's finished. I said, this guy don't have to play another game for God's
What do you
sake.
like in that game?
Boy, it's hard to go against Baker Mayfield. I think he's in his zone right now. I really do. I think he's in his zone. He thinks he believes in himself. He's got the system down. The system fits him. That's what it's all about. These coordinators come in.
5-1, that makes them if they win that game on Sunday.
Yeah. And you know what? That wouldn't surprise us. Would it surprise you, Baker? He's won every game by less than a touchdown. It's been less by 3 points or 4 points. So it wouldn't surprise me whatsoever. I like Tampa Bay's team, but when you look at it, how are they doing it? That's the quarterback. That's what we're all talking about with the quarterback issues, or whether it's in Chicago or Washington or Philadelphia. That's the kind of quarterback you want. It doesn't matter who's the wide receiver. It's the quarterback that makes the other guys better around him.
Let's go to another game here. Detroit, Kansas City. What do you like in this one here?
I love the Chiefs.
Even at 2-3.
Yeah, I love the Chiefs. Mahomes playing still, and that I remember
playing great football too. Playing great ball.
I remember the Baltimore game a couple weeks ago. I said it's going to be Kansas City. They're going to beat them, and they did. Patrick Mahomes, I love him, and when he plays in Kansas City, and he's the ultimate competitor, just like Baker Mayfield. This guy just wants to win, like you said, and not everybody is invested in winning. Okay. But your quarterback better be invested in winning. And you got Baker Mayfield, like I said, and Mahomes, two of the best, who are invested in trying to win. It makes them, and it makes their brand even bigger than the team brand at times.
Do you think Chicago does win that Washington game on Monday night?
I don't think so. I think they lose by a field goal, maybe. I think it's going to be a close game.
Oh, you think it's a 3-point game?
Well, they've been talking about the Hail Mary pass from last year when the Bears. The worst thing that could have happened in this town, in Chicago this week, folks, was there was a bye week. Okay, whenever there's a bye week, you're going to get, remember last year, the ball. Yeah, I'll see you later. Crazy. So, I think the Bears, would it shock me if they won? Yeah, it would. It didn't shock me they beat Vegas. But Pete Carroll, I thought, coached a terrible second half. I love Pete Carroll. But if you're going to only rush 4 guys, okay, and Max Crosby's one of them, don't get me wrong. The first half, they're rushing, they're all over Caleb. But in the second half, if you're still rushing 4 guys and you're not blitzing a corner every so often, you're not blitzing a linebacker every so often, you're just going to – they wore down. And Caleb Williams was back there able to get them in field goal range and throw a couple touchdowns. So I thought that Ben Johnson coached a better game than Pete Carroll, which surprised the hell out of me.
Absolutely. One other one here now. Dallas and Carolina. Dak Prescott is playing great football right now. If they win, get this. In the NFC East, all these teams, if they win, like you say, if Washington wins, they're 4-2. Philadelphia would be 4-2. Dallas would be 3-2-1. And you have the Giants pulling up the rear, which would be 2-4. Big
The Bears
weekend
beat-
for the NFC East if they end up winning. What about Dak? You think Dak's on a 10-win team? You think he can pull that team? He's got the number one offense in pro football right now. He's playing electric football. Their defense is 32nd, which is the worst in pro football.
I think Carolina's going to give him a game. It's only a 3
You
point.
think, you know what? Carolina, I thought would be one of the most improved teams this year.
I think they will be. Sometimes you don't come out of the gate, like you should. But I think that this coach over there, look, it's up to the quarterback once again. There's no comparison between the quarterbacks. But the Bears beat Dallas. And the Bears beat Dallas when they were hurting. So I think a 3-point spread, I think Carolina could upset.
Okay, I got to ask you this one here. Tomorrow, it is Cubs and Brewers. And I had Bob Nightingale on my program. He said this. He goes, let me tell you about the Brewers here. What a great year. You cannot lose to the Chicago Cubs because all the things you did, that is the Brewers' rival, is the Chicago Cubs. Now, it may not be the Cubs' rival, but for the Brewers in that neck of the woods,
oh, yeah,
all the things they did, it would demolish. Like somebody told me, the Dodgers could sweep them in the NLCS if they got there. But at the end of the day, you can't lose to the Cubs.
Well, they're minus.
Have you been surprised that they've evened the series?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, but I'll be honest with you. What Craig Counsell's done, and I said this today on my own show on ESPN 1000, what Craig Counsell has done, here's what he's got to do. It's not about the Brewers. Craig Counsell was taken by us, paid $8 million a year to put us where Milwaukee is. The coach of Milwaukee, okay, Murphy, he's beat Counsell twice. Tomorrow is the biggest game in Craig Counsell's career, and I'll tell you what. If he loses that game to his mentor again, who only makes $2.5–3 million, then next year he's going to hear the same thing. You're overpaid. You can't beat the guy that replaced you. Okay. The Brewers are a better team without you. Your whole pitching staff was hurt. Your managing is maybe backward. But if they win, all that goes away. I said today, I'll never mention how much he makes again. If he beats Milwaukee, because they were down, I'll never mention it again. Then I'll say the money was legit. He's handled the bullpen deftly. You're right. Milwaukee can't lose, but you know what people in Chicago are expecting, because the Cubs were in first place all the way up until late July by 5 or 6 games. And then they got Vaughn, off from the White Sox, fixed his swing. He went nuts for 2-3 weeks. And the next thing you know, we were 6 back. So it's a big game for Craig Counsell. It's the biggest game of his managerial career, because if he loses again to the guy that replaced him, he will take a beating. They are in a groove right now. They're swinging freely. They're going to be in Milwaukee, which I don't think is a bad thing, because it will be half filled with Cub fans.
Oh, of course.
But we don't know who's even pitching yet. That's the problem, okay? And Cade Horton getting hurt was a bad situation for us. And you know what? My big argument today, was Monday night. If the Bears win, if the Bears play Monday night and the Cubs win, you're going to have the Cubs and the Bears both playing on Monday night. And this may be one of the few times in the history of the National Football League where the Chicago Bears would lose in the TV ratings locally to the Chicago Cubs.
Wow.
Because are you going to watch Game 6? If you had a choice, are you going to watch Game 6 with the Bears and Washington, small market Washington, okay, not a big TV market, or are you going to watch the Cubs-Dodgers in Game 1 of the playoffs with Chicago's market and the LA market? That's going to be.
I'm going to watch Cubs-Dodgers.
I think most people would. My brothers, first of all, the Cubs were on Superstation WGN back in the day, so they got decades worth of fans. And I was arguing with my co-host, debating with them, Carmen DeFalco. I'm going, are you crazy? The Cubs are in the playoffs against the Dodgers. Do you think they're going to turn on Jaden Daniels?
No, it's
Cubs-Dodgers. Absolutely.
Come on, man.
Somebody said today, there's nothing more exciting than Cub baseball in October. I go, well, that's interesting. There's only been like 28 games in like 50 years. Okay, in October.
I have to ask you this here now. How about when the Philly pitcher airmailed that the other night, and he airmailed it to end the series against the Dodgers? I mean, dude.
First of all, when I hear Pedro Martinez and all these,
I heard him after what he said.
When let me tell you something, because I'm getting good at my broken English. Believe me, I'm between Big Pappy, Ozzie Guillen, and Pedro Martinez. Nobody speaks better than me. But when I heard Pedro Martinez, I just say, hey, it happened to everybody. When did that ever happen to you, Pedro?
I've never seen anybody airmail
Don't be a kiss ass because you're. See, this is what's wrong with jocks in the booth. Don't be a kiss ass. The kid's 24 years old. He should have known what to do with the baseball. Should have known he would have time to go to first. He panicked and he admitted it. And somebody said, "Well, at least he took responsibility." Well, whose fault is it? You got to take. That's where you're forced to take responsibility. It's like you're a safe cracker. And you got your head here, and you got your hand in there, and now you're I'll take responsibility for breaking into the safe. You're caught red-handed. My God.
A fucking safe cracker. That's classic.
Like I say, you got your hand in there, and the guy goes, hey, you broke in the safe. Well, yeah, I did. At least you're taking responsibility. No, you got caught red-handed. The kid panicked. Oh, please. I feel so sorry for him. First of all, nobody felt sorry for Bill Buckner. Nobody felt sorry for Dennis Eckersley throwing that home run ball to Gibson.
No.
They still show Gibson going like this. They show it every year. He's forever. I don't care. What's his name? Kettering? He's forever.
It is.
Look, trade him. You're better off trading him. I don't know how good he is.
I got one
He's gonna always come out of that bullpen, and people are gonna be going, here he comes.
Hey, Mike, I got one last one here for you. So one of my favorite moments in last night's game was this. Brian Dable going over to the neurologist doctor, going like this to the guy, get that guy's ass out of that blue tent. I need him out here. I don't want to put that shitty quarterback, Russell Wilson, back in. Get that guy. I mean, Mike, I don't know how if he loses that game last night, John Mara's firing that guy, because if they get blown out and they lose and he's doing that, telling a doctor on a quarterback they drafted in the first round, get his ass out of the concussion protocol.
There were 35. Listen, I don't want to say I'm not a popular guy, but when I was in the hospital once, I had 3 people visit me. This guy had 38 people in that tent. He had the fans. There was a guy in there. There was a guy in there smoking a cigarette going, I'm in row 5, but I had to come down to check on you. What the hell? I thought it was a wait. Were there chairs in there? Is there a TV? There's got to be a golf magazine while you're reading. That how's he doing? How's he doing? You all right? All right, I got to get back to the wife. My God, they let everybody in. And Dave, look, enough of the kissing of the guy. Okay, we understand he saved your damn job. Although last week, when you lost in New Orleans, you were teetering again. Okay?
Hey, Mike, I'd be curious who those 3 people were that came and visited you.
A couple buddies.
couple gambling buddies.
My wife comes to visit me no matter what. But seriously, I mean, my God, it was like it was like Dr. Kildare. My God, we need him now.
Mike, I've been married 35 years. My wife told me about 10, 15 years ago to stop asking if she loves me anymore. And so you've been married for a long period of time. She looked at me. She goes, really? And I go like this, and I go, yeah, okay, forget it. So I've never asked ever since.
Listen, let me tell you something. I just celebrated my 48th wedding anniversary.
Wow, congrats, man.
Yeah, he goes, congratulations. I'm going to make a corned beef sandwich for you. I mean, that's it. I mean, it's over. I mean, the glory days are done. You know it as well as I do.
God.
So
So for your celebration on your 48th,
I had a corned beef sandwich on right.
A corned beef sandwich she made.
Yeah, she had salmon. And we watch an Errol Flynn movie, Virginia City.
Hey, Mike.
Yeah,
I will catch you again.
I look like a 50s detective today. I could have been in film noir.
No, you look like Dick Tracy today.
Chester Gould. Warren Beatty. I saw that movie. Have you ever seen the movie Dick Tracy with Warren Beatty? It blows.
Oh,
He's got Madonna, but he's got Madonna in there. He's got Ernest, not Ernest.
All right,
Gordon. He's got Al Pacino. He's got everybody in that damn.
I'm going to do this right now. Do you have time next Friday for the same time right now?
Yeah, 3:30.
Right.
Yeah.
So let's schedule it. Let's schedule it next Friday. Okay.
Yeah. Do I get a uniform? It's like
We'll send you a JAKIB hat. What do you think?
Listen, this is always good. It's always good to talk sports. But I want to just let the Philadelphia fans know you're going to be okay, man. I mean, you know what? You're where we want to go. The Bears are where we'd like to be.
You know what? That's a great point. Their low point right now was last night.
Yeah. What's the record? What is your record? 4-2. Yeah, and you're going to win. Look at last week's scores. There were some great teams that lost last week.
There was.
The Chargers lost last week, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, there was. It's going to happen, but there's no doubt it was sort of the embarrassing way. But I would concentrate on you guys got to pick up some defenders, man.
Yeah, the defense was really atrocious last night. Mike, we got to roll.
All right, buddy.
Thank you so much, Mike. I will see you next week at the same time.
I'll be there. All right.